been the one that I think I've been talking about a lot.
Yeah. Obviously you need it for stability. This will be very, very big this year. Hey everybody, welcome back to another TFG video here with myself, my man DZ. We are here to talk about new products on the market this week. Very exciting. It's always a really exciting time of year. We just got loads of new product coming at us. We absolutely love OEMs this time of year because we get all brand new exciting products. We're talking more line extension this time, DZ. So behind us here, we have got the new PING G440 K. So the new high MOI product from Ping.
This has been the one that I think I've been talking about a lot. Yeah. I'm really excited about this product. Yes. Ping has always known to make a really good driver, and I would say among all the quote-unquote 10K on the market, they've probably gained the most traction there. But then with the new product out, learning about it, seeing how it's adjustable more, I think that really perked up the ears of our fitting senses, wouldn't you say?
For sure. Yeah. Ping have touted this model here. This is the most adjustable, most forgiving driver on the market here. Yep. So we've got the new dual carbon fly. So with your standard Ping drivers, you've also got your carbon fly tech on the top, and then you've got your carbon wrap. Now they've actually got it on the bottom as well. So slightly different visual. So a bit of a weight saving story there on the bottom. The driver again, just to draw MOI out, right? So very forgiving driver, very anticipated. We've got a lot of people waiting to try this thing here. So what we thought we'd do is we jump out ahead and give it some testing. What we're going to do is compare it obviously to the core model, but we also want to have a look at, instead of just the Max, let's look at the LST as well. Let's see what happens when you go super forgiving versus low spin tech, so the LST and the Ping there, chase a bit of ball speed, and let's see where that give up is. Let's see what you get as a golfer. We can do it all at 10.5. We've got the heads here. Use the same shaft you're in at the moment, so as people may know, you're in TR blue, the old trusty. TR blue. We'll be challenge that in a little while. We've got some new products on the horizon here, so we're going to have a bit of shot of fun in the future, but for now, let's jump in. Let's try the new G440 K. Yep. And let's see where we end up, easy.
Let's do it.
Okay, young man. Let's start off with the Max model then, right? So let's tease it a little bit. Let's start off with, something we haven't seen on the channel before. We haven't really run Ping since we've been running TFG here. The product's been out, right? So a little under-reviewed from us here. So let's do it. Let's start off, show some people some numbers here. With
quasi-review.
With your sort of current setup, right? So shaft you're currently using, 10.5, this is as close as we can get to your spec, right? So same ball, same everything. Let's start off with the Max.
Good one to start.
Now, this has been very popular this year, this driver. We've had great success in the bay with this. I think you look great. I've heard you talking with a lot of golfers about it. We've talked about different points on the face about how much spin retention and ball speed retention there is. Ping did actually bring their overall head weights down as well. They used to be a lot heavier.
Huge.
They actually came down. I remember when this driver was initially released, doing a lot of weighing of the heads and noticing that they have actually brought their sort of standard head weight down closer to the rest, as some heads have got a little heavier. TaylorMade have gone a couple of grams up this year. Ping have come down to join the party a little bit.
Two with good ball speed.
Great swing there, bud. Catch him a little low at the face today, so I've seen a bit of spin right here.
Low in the face is part of. It's another low one on the face, but it's keeping up the speed at least.
Really nice. Previous one at 159. Another one just slightly low there. Obviously slightly more heel side, so we did see the spin creep up. Yeah. Ball speed, slight drop there. So if we look here, just at some of your numbers, right? So just running into club again, so let's just look at what you're giving us today. Path, pretty neutral to into out, right? Nothing crazy going on here. I'd say the most amount you did have from the inside on shot 2. You sort of matched the face with it, right? So, cancelled each other out nicely there. So again, very stable numbers from you, pal. Face to path numbers, all looking pretty good here. We know you like to sort of see that ball push out to the right a little bit and turn over. Club head speed coming in just under 111. So, very much on the number for you here, bud. 158 average ball speed, just under. Now, what we'll say, this is why this driver goes in a lot of golf bags, is that we do have really stable ball speed. I mean, you've got your slowest at 156.4, 159.3. A lot of people will probably pick up, I talk about that a lot on the channel, is how much your ball speed deviation is, right?
Correct.
So we've got a little bit more of a spin story here, but your ball speed is within tolerance here, right? This is, this is good to go stuff, right?
Really good.
Just starting to see a little bit in terms of side angle, the ball's reacting to your touch. We do have low launch apart from that last one, after I give you a bit of a commentator's curse there. And then we just saw spin rate just jump a little bit, right? So if we see spin jumping that much, but ball speed not, we know that we probably just got a little bit of a component mismatch there. So what we'll do next is before we try the K model, we're going to go into the LST. Let's just give you a couple of hits. Let's do another 5-swing test with LST here, bud. Nice opener there, bud.
Let's do.
Let me ask you this, because I really like them. So what do you think of the sound?
Good.
The G440 line.
It's just a solid crunch. It's a little bit less tingy than the G425, which was a driver I played back when it was released 5-6 years ago. It just sounds a lot better.
There's a little more crack to it, isn't it? I think audibly, sound is feel.
Yeah, huge.
Especially in here, right, in the studio, obviously, we've got a nice open space. That real audible here, we can learn really quickly. And I've really liked it. This is the least high register ping noise I've heard in a long time. Really, really popular driver. Big fan.
Another low one there.
I think Ping being a bit more traditional brand, right, in the industry, in the space, right?
They don't take too many risks.
Yeah, they kind of stay in it. Yeah. But to be able to change the feel up a little bit, and then go into a dual carbon fly that we'll talk about in a little while, I really like the direction. I like the move for him. So we definitely got a lower launch story, right? As we, drive the technology, as we move that center of gravity towards the face, we're just going to start to pitch it down a little bit, right? I like to use the kind of analogy of like the side of a balloon as we start to then turn the, bring the back of the head up, pitch it down a little bit. We've got CG forward. Yeah. We're going to see spin come down, which we have, seeing good ball speed here as well. But overall launch down, right? So as for you, someone who likes to launch the driver high, you may just go searching for a little bit of height and flight here.
So what I will say is the launch and the spin is mostly reflective of a strike right now, but I don't mind testing in these conditions. I think it's actually good to see when you're not striking it well, what do numbers look like? Because again, not everyone's going to wake up and strike it and have everything checked off in terms of path and strike. But if we had to look at things like speed and spin, it's actually still on the better side right now. It's keeping speed up. As you can see with the dispersion, it's just a little bit, I don't know about tighter, but it gives you a little bit more downrange. That's purely due to speed right now. So
I'm just going to go bring in a quick comparison, right? I always like to do just a quick side-by-side, bit of a sort of sense check before we dive in on the individuals here. You can see that the Max model, losing a little bit of carry. That spin rate on the ball, just holding it off a touch, so you've lost a little bit of ball speed there. You can see that by launching it lower, this is exactly what Ping want to see here, right? We've got the low spin tech head. We've got more ball speed. We've got 1 degree lower launch. And then the spin come down, pretty much bang on 700 RPM there. So I think if you went into the lab and said, we've managed to get this lower launch and this lower spin out of it, job done, right? Yep. As a result, you are just basically carrying the ball just a touch further with extra energy. So even though we're losing height here, which is a good learning one in a fitting, right? Because people all the time will say, hit it higher, carry it further. Can be true, but let's look at where we're striking it from. Let's make sure we're dialed in with the right components. So there's actually a 10-yard gain in there for you by getting that 2 miles an hour. If we look at some of them here, we just had a couple of hot drivers come off the face, so open strong with 283. We could say though, height-wise, 97 feet in the air, pretty decent height for you there. Your peak height was on the Max model was 113, so pretty optimal there in terms of flight we're looking for. We're just overspinning that shot, right? So if we then take your best carry from LST, we're at 97 feet, so sort of in the middle of the pack for the Max, but we're seeing ball speed break into the 160s there, right? So, great shot there. Right? If we saw that come out as an average, if we could repeat that often, we'd be looking pretty good there. As you can see, spin rate is more stable, bit of an outlier towards the end, but we are seeing a bit more stability. Yep. And again, Ping being very Ping there, we've got really consistent ball speed off the face, so they should be very proud of that. Sure. The ball speed's very, very consistent. and as a result, your carries, we just have a little bit of a jump here north to south, but overall, LST, not a terrible model for you there. Okay,
let's try it out.
The much anticipated G440 K. I've been looking forward to this one. I've been talking to some of the guys in the UK about this, and they're really excited about getting into the market. They really are that proprietor for that kind of high MOI product, right? So, like we said at the top, we've got that carbon wrap now, right? So we've got a weight saving in the bottom.
Yep.
Technically, what we're trying to do with driver tech here is bring mass away from the chassis and get it back, right? So really forgiving face, as we've seen off ball speed comparisons off the last two, but then getting that weight back, right? Taking the middle out. I've heard it say many a times at different R&Ds of different OEMs, if they could make the middle of the driver just to take it away, it doesn't need to be there. Obviously, you need it for stability, but if there was a way to just basically have a face and a real weight and just take all that mass out the middle, we could have some really forgiving products. So I think we're going to see as an industry, we're going to be getting a lighter chassis in the center, and we're going to start moving weight around. So yeah, without further ado, let's have a look here. Let's give 5 good swings here, pal, with G440K.
That's one I really want to see.
Good swing there, pal.
If I had to guess, that's quite a bit on the toe. Still probably on the, there you go.
Slightly low toe. You started it further right, give yourself a bit more time.
159. It's keeping up the speed.
How's it feeling, pal? Let's get some feedback here.
Feels good. If I had to comment on the looks, it definitely has a slightly pulled back, launchier look to it, which I know for some people is confidence inspiring, and I can see why.
That's a good message for the folks at home there in terms of a new model coming into the market, right? Someone's playing, let's say they're playing G440 Max already, you know, why would they come to TFG and get fit for a new driver? Starting to see here just a bit more forgiveness package in there, right? The spin's coming down off of the core model. We're just starting to see a bit more stability out there. So, you know, confidence inspiring, stable model, that justifies for me as a fitter. I'm sure you agree that, you know, line extension going in, it's going to make it a very popular model. I think this will be very, very big this year. I think Ping they've really outdone themselves.
Keeping the speed up too. You're not really seeing ball speed losses. You usually tend to sacrifice. There. 6-1.
Very swing there, pal. Okay, so if we're looking at all 3 models in there, so good hit and test with all of them, pal. So we can definitely see that the LST, now obviously CG forward, surprise, surprise, there's our lowest spin and our highest ball speed across the data set. And I've got to say, pretty good dispersion across all of them. I know you're saying you're feeling a bit bottomy today, but pretty good.
Totally fine with that,
yeah. I mean, I actually think that's quite a good test, right? To know that maybe you're not on your A game this morning.
Totally agree.
We've got low launch, we've got hits low in the face, we're not seeing crazy amounts of spin come out. We're also seeing consistency, I mean dispersion there, right? I always liken it to, I say a lot of time in fittings, you know, 7:30 AM on the first tee in England, you know, and we get that shot out there, and we're seeing really good dispersion here across all the models. So just looking at some height differences here, so if we look at some averages, we're at 82 feet with the Max model, we're at 68, so we definitely saw a drop there, right? We saw a whole tab down. And then we're up to 79. So we're seeing that for you, the core model is just launching slightly higher. Now with that rear CG in the Max K model, so that's sort of the high MOI product, the new one we're talking about, it seems a little easier for you. Your spin axis was left on every single shot here, right? So, you know, as low as 4, but as high as 19, right? So you're just able to gear it over a bit more. So would we then put you maybe in that model where it just makes it, you know, even with the same shaft, if it's a little bit too easy for you to turn over, is that something we want to put in right now, in that you like to start the ball right and maybe hold that left side off? So for you, I think as a golfer, it's just a little easier for you to turn over. So we'd probably be looking at something on more sort of head weight, more forward CG, harder for you to, you know, get that closure rate going. So overall, great model though, I think, you know, in terms of ball speed consistency, they've given us exactly what they did in the core models here. We have a, you know, for you just slightly lower launching, but we've got a high spin version here, very consistent in its delivery and its shape. And then overall numbers here, we've probably got front to back are most consistent there. So, you know, lesson learned there. If for our average golfer out there or a recreational golfer, we've got a model here we can really quieten down that north to south dispersion, and I'm sure Ping will be very happy to hear that.
And if you can pull up the comparison chart again, if you don't mind. It's kind of performed exactly how I'd hope it would. It would never probably be as fast as an LST. It just doesn't have enough forward CG to compete with the speed, but it keeps the ball speed up while keeping dispersion down. And I think from a Max K model driver of any brand, if you can achieve those two things, I think you have a really winning product right there. And then you have all the fitting adjustability. You have lie angle changes, loft changes, but also rear weight CG you can change. I think this is going to be a really good product. Again, is it the fastest driver ever? Probably not. But is it a driver that is probably going to make its way into a lot of people's bags? I think absolutely.
Okay, so it's another testing session done, DZ. What do you think? G440K, give me your notes.
Checked all the boxes, I would say. Not sacrificing on speed, passes the looks and the sound in the field test. Performance was really good. It's got all the fitting tools we need as fitters in here, so I'm really excited to put it into the drawers, and that's going to be very soon.
For me, as the person not hitting it, the sound, that carbon on the bottom, that's really changed the sound on it.
And what do they say? Sound is feel?
Sound is feel, pal. So that was a really interesting test there. It kind of came out how we thought it would. We got the LST with the hottest ball speed and the lowest launch.
Yep.
You launched the Max K a little lower, but we did see the ball turn a bit left for you.
Yep.
Like we said before, just gearing it over a little bit. So that just brought your launch down overall and just, peak height down as well. So, really kind of what we expected there. A model that we've tested a little bit here in the Bay and seen very similar results as we've tested it with some golfers. So very excited to put that in for the year. Absolutely fantastic test. I think, passes all of our tests here to be putting in. So we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. So that's another one in the books for us guys here at TFG. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, and please keep the comments coming. We keep an eye on your comments and reply to them every single time. Anything else you guys would like to see, we've got a load of stuff in the pipeline. So please keep them coming. We've got a load of new product coming for you this year as well. And stay tuned for some content from us coming up at the PGA show in Orlando. And we'll see you on the next one from me and DZ. That's it.